Hello everybody, my name is Troublemaker and this is Wargame Red Dragon. I'm in the beta and showing off some of the units from the game. So this is going to be the nation of Denmark, which of course will be getting combined into our Swedish Scandinavian country group, which will be a mega group. But just Denmark we're looking at. We have not too many improvements. We have our standardized vehicles, and of course they have their command infantry, which has been added into the game for pretty much everyone. These guys are a little bit weird though. Their helmets seem to be modeled like kind of, paper hats. Now, it's supposed to be camouflage for deployment in Asia, but of course the Danes didn't really have that. Now, there are 3 ways to deploy them, and the most common is going to be on this lynx, which will allow you to get it very quickly to some very unfortunate locations to abuse. Lots of cool tactics coming out with infantry so far. And we have 1 supply truck. Once again, Denmark has always been kind of bare bones. As far as infantry goes, we have our Dragoneers, which we had in AirLand Battle, our Hazelmet, which we had in AirLand Battle, our Livgarden, which we had in AirLand Battle, and of course our LLRKT Hamlet. No, these are brand new. This is an anti-air infantry unit. Might get to see it. It's very cheap, 10 points. Has pretty decent stats on it. Note, all of our Danish units are all using this kind of weird camouflage, which I'm assuming they're going to smooth out eventually. But yeah, it's an outfit that doesn't exist, because there's no world in which Denmark would have ever deployed into China. It just never would have happened. So moving on, we have our mortars. This is all old stuff. The Hawks, which, old. Not so exciting. Our variants of tanks, which are all kind of just, Canadian tanks that they've, or British, I guess, that they've kind of purchased. Nothing local. A Cayuse and a Scout Defender. These are, there's not too much exciting about this faction. The Jaegers, of course, are kind of a devilish type. They'll try and snipe commands, but they also provide pretty excellent recon ability. Our M41, yeah, that's an OK one. Get it? Because it's called the OK one. It's an OK one. I thought it was funny. We have the Wildcats, with some pretty interesting choices of design here. Number 13 on the back, as well as a little bit of a number here, which could be the production line number, who knows. The Order Falwig's M151, I don't remember this one being in the game. This could be brand new, and provides like that, cheaper vehicle that is anti-infantry niche that some factions just did not have. And we also have our Spage Darnay, which I'm almost certain we're not in AirLand Battle as well. Nice little berets here, no, camouflage attempt here. And they have 2 different vehicles, this one and of course the Lynx, so they can go airborne. In terms of our vehicle section, we have the Lard 106M, which looks pretty new. It's a very cheap anti-tank option. We have the Lard Tow, which is slightly more expensive, slightly more powerful. Looks a little more steadier too for this guy. He should probably be wearing headphones, so these could cause irreparable damage. Nice little anti-infantry vehicle, can store infantry in it as well. We have our 2 tows, which are just, anti-tank. Now these ones are slightly more armored, and by slightly I mean 1 point more armor, so that's what you're paying an extra 50 for on just the tows. This is the PNMK, which once again has these nice decals. Number 13 must be very symbolic of something. Very solid design here. A tank in the vehicle section, but this has a recon ability, which is rather interesting, and it's a recon tank with some pretty decent light vehicle and anti-infantry weapons. This looks like it could be solid now. M6 Mostier, 5-point infantry carrier, and our MD Jupiter, also an infantry carrier. Helicopters, not too much to report. This is the new Lynx. So far it's just called Lynx. I'm sure it'll get some other name eventually. It's a super cheap helicopter that you can deploy in high numbers. It's only 10 points, and it's anti-infantry. Now, the reason why there's an anti-infantry helicopter for the Danes is because they always had their anti-tank option for helicopters, the Tow Defender. The only helicopter they're missing right now is, of course, their anti-air, and they might also miss the hybrid anti-air, anti-tank helicopter that a lot of people seem to be getting. In this guy, we have nothing really new. Our Dragon, always look like a badass. We have our F-16A, which, it's got the Danish flag on it. That's always cool, is it not? F-15 block, once again, Danish small flag. Not too much personalization. And our Starfighter here, which, is clearly been purchased from another foreign power by the fact that they didn't even have time to paint on their own flag. Going into our Marines, now keep in mind that Denmark is a massive miner, do not have much. They have just a few more units that they can use on oceans to cross ocean areas, but they don't have any actual ships. Now, the reason why they have units is because you can stockpile their Marine section, which is 6 free points, with any of these, and you get to choose about 8. It's also not intended for you to play Denmark on its own. You're supposed to play them with Scandinavia. So, although it looks like Denmark doesn't have a lot of choices, you're not supposed to play it this way. You're supposed to play with Scandinavia, and when you keep that in mind, it'll appear in the next couple of videos when I do Sweden and Norway that these guys actually do have quite a few options. So, of course, you're watching these in order. Next up is going to be Sweden, or Sverige, as they say locally. Thank you guys for watching.